Good evening. Okay, so wave, let me know you can hear me, please. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining this live session tonight. Thank you. So let's wait for other people to join in before we start. We start by 8 p.m. and we finish by 9 past 9, few minutes past 9. So let's hold on for other people to join in. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. We start by 8 p.m. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Good evening. Let's hold on for a few minutes. It's almost 8 p.m. By 8 p.m. we'll start. Waiting for my co-host to join so that we can begin. Welcome. I can see Hila Tech. Welcome. Dan Lexicon. Welcome. Omotoyosi. Thank you for joining. Ayo the Great. Thank you for joining. Chico Amante. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining, everyone. It's almost 8 p.m. Hello,
Hello?
Mr. Ayodele.
Yes, madam. Good evening.
Oh, okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So
Thank
we have 2 minutes more before we start. Thank you for joining.
you. Welcome.
It's almost 8 p.m. Then we start. I am Temitope Oyewole. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Mr. James Olakunbi, thank you for joining. Thank you. Okay, it's almost 8. Thank you, everyone, for joining tonight's session. Thank you. We're about to commence. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to be doing this tonight. Thank you all for joining me on this IG Live. My name is Aisha, a real estate agent, digital marketer, and social media manager with Eastward Gate. I've been passionate about real estate for years now, and I am thrilled to be hosting tonight's session. Okay, so I would like to introduce us. Some people probably do not know Eastward Gate. So I'm proud to work with Eastward Gate, a company that's dedicated to helping people like you and me find and get affordable landed properties in the choicest of locations. What sets us apart is our integrity, innovative approach, and commitment to client satisfaction. Okay, so tonight we are hosting the Real Estate Masterclass. This is for you if you are a first-time buyer, a seasonal investor, or someone curious about the real estate market, this masterclass is for you. In this masterclass, we will cover everything from documents needed to own landed property. I have different cases. I have heard so many stories about being scammed due to their landed property. I'm only like this, I'm only like that. We are here to clarify all of that. We are here to let you know what you need and what you don't need. Okay, so in this masterclass tonight, we'll cover everything with documents, from documents needed to own landed property, to doing due diligence, how to avoid homonila issues, or how to avoid being scammed. Tonight's section is different because it's going to be a question and answer session. So we have some amazing industry experts joining us tonight, and they'll be sharing with us their insider knowledge and answering your questions. So if you have any questions, please, you can write it down. Take out a pen and paper for you to write things down. Yes. So we will have some exclusive content too. You won't want to miss it. So the first session is with Mr. Soli Latif Ayodele, the MD CEO of Elite Geospatial Professional Consult. He is an associate member of Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, Ogun State branch. He studied in the reputable Yaba College of Technology. So, Mr. Soli, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, so,
Madam, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so we're about to start. Yes. We would like to know what are the documents a land must have before you consider purchase in Nigeria? What documents do you need to have before you commence landed property purchase?
Thank you, Mrs. Aisha.
Yeah.
Actually, you can actually buy a land that has no documents, but it is best you buy land that has some specific title,
Okay.
like CFO, Gazette, Excision, Survey, like that.
Okay. So, tell us more about the various kinds of documents. What do they mean? Just shed more light on these various types of documents. What do they mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
The first one I'll be talking about is the CFO, which is the ultimate. I want to believe most people have heard about that.
Yeah.
The actual name is a certificate of occupancy.
Okay.
So it is the certificate that is being issued by the government to an individual or a group of company, an entity that applies for such certificate. It's actually a certificate that states that that individual that applies for that very certificate is entitled to occupy that very portion of land that is being applied for.
Okay.
It's actually certificate of occupancy.
Okay.
So that's CFO. So
Okay.
the next one is Gazette.
Okay.
Gazette is actually an official record where government spell out the details of a landed property, e.g. land that has been excised. So they state the location on it, the location, the size, and every other details. So after which, are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. Then after that, let's talk about exhibition.
Okay.
Exhibition is also a document that shows a particular, is usually issued to land that has a acquisition.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes.
So after so much consideration by the government, they now decide to release some particular portion, as in excise it to the settlers, the dwellers in that community. So that is a excision. Okay. Then the fourth one I'll be talking about is a survey, which every one of us, many people are familiar to that. is actually a document that states and shows the boundary of a landed property, and it also shows the name of the person that is applying to own that very portion.
Okay.
Or to occupy that very portion. Let me not use the word own, because Land Use Act doesn't give ownership of land to any individual.
Okay. What are is that all? Is that all the documents we need, or there are still more?
Survey, the next thing is deed of assignment or deed of conveyance.
Okay. What are those?
Deed of assignment is mostly the agreement between the buyer, the purchaser, and the seller. So it shows the area, the location of the land, also the size and the information of the person that is selling and the person that is buying. The same thing applies to deed of conveyance, just that conveyance is for, it can also cover a property that is being issued out on a gift and all of that. So after that, we can talk about receipts, which is common, usually being issued by the seller.
Okay. All right. That's all right?
Yes.
Okay, so would like to know, what are the various issues one can face after buying a land? We've heard so many issues. What issues can come up with, buying a land? If you buy a land, and what are the challenges you can face?
Thank you for this question. Actually, one can face so many challenges if you are buying and you didn't get it right before buying. I can say the easiest and the simplest one is issue of encroachment.
Okay. You mean like government encroaching, or what are those encroaching?
Let's say an individual encroaching one another.
Okay.
Let's say two individuals encroaching one another. That is the easiest and the simplest, the easiest one out of the hazards one can face. If you are buying and you are not very sure, and let's say your due diligence doesn't tick all boxes. So another major issue is implication.
Well, I think we've lost you. I can hardly hear you. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. I said one of the issues is the issue of encroachment, which is even the easiest, the simplest. Let me put it that way. So we also have issue of government buying a government acquisition land.
How do you avoid this?
The best way to avoid this is to consult a professional, preferably a surveyor, to do the due diligence on your behalf and make sure that all boxes are ticked, like ensuring that the person selling has the right to sell. Are you with me?
Yes.
And ensuring that the land is free from all forms of acquisition.
Okay.
Apart from buying acquisition land, we have issues of that. You might even have a land that is free from acquisition, and on the other, at the same time, you still have issue with such land.
Okay, what type
issue
of?
Thank you. Issue like falling within a, like for instance now, all road, like state road and federal road, we have a certain setback for it. For federal road, we have a 45 meters from the center of the road to both sides. That makes it 90 meters. For state road, we have 30 meters. For local government, it varies. So likewise, we also have the same setback issue, approved setback for other utilities like canal, power line, ocean, and all of the etc.
Okay.
Yes.
So
let me quickly bring a point regarding that. Recently, there is an issue of people buying some property are being demolished in some part of Lagos Island and even mainland.
Yes.
I could remember vividly, Commissioner for water resources, or I couldn't remember, Mr. Tokumbo, Honorable Commissioner Tokumbo Wahab. So they were demolishing those houses because they falls within the setback of the canal, the drainage parts.
I think many people don't know this. They don't know.
Yeah. It's not because those land doesn't have a CFO or wherever. No,
so
it's because most of those land fall within.
Yeah.
What do you say? I didn't get
even have
that.
CFO and get your house, your property demolished.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the various issues? Okay, I already mentioned that. Can a large, we are coming to the issue of CFO. So I know that many customers, many people want to buy land. They are always shouting CFO. That if they don't have CFO, they are not buying. So let us know. Can a land with CFO have issues?
Yes.
100%.
Yes, it can.
Okay.
Let me, in order to buttress that, the CFO, one of the criteria for Land Use Act 1978, if I'm not mistaken, section 9, subsection 1C.
Okay.
It states that before the issuance, a governor has the right to issue CFO. Are you with me?
Yes, we are.
But before a CFO must before it can be issued to an individual, there are some certain conditions that must be satisfied before it's being issued.
Okay.
Which is that section 9, subsection 1C state that the individual must be entitled to a statutory right of occupancy before the certificate is being issued. So, and we've seen cases whereby some people, some trespassers, they will try to apply for CFO for a particular land in order to claim the ownership of the land.
Does it mean you can have CFO for a property that is not yours?
Yeah, it's happening. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's happening.
How
but such land. Okay.
Oh, no. Continue, please.
So wherever such cases, if is being taken to a court of law, they will definitely try to establish the person that has the rights to the certificate of occupancy. So every individual will be asked to prove how they came about the right to the statutory right of occupancy. So if the holder of the grantee of the CFO couldn't prove his or her entitlement to the statutory rights, definitely such CFO can be revoked.
Okay, so is it that if you for proof now, if you have like deed or other document to back it up, that can favor such person, right?
Not really. Not really.
Okay.
What really comes to play in this kind of case is you have to prove beyond documents, beyond just a deed. Let me put it that way. You have to go back to history, tell them how you came about the right of entitlement. So that is how it works.
Okay, thank you for that. So,
sorry, Aishat.
Sir?
Yes, sorry, let me cut you here. So I want to take Mr. Solu back. So earlier you mentioned that it's possible to buy landed properties and not knowing that where you are buying is actually where the drainage is, or maybe the road is going to pass through that place. So how would an innocent person knows that this particular spot I'm buying has been designed for the road or for drainage purpose? Sorry, I'm taking you back.
No.
No problems. No problem. That's a good question. You ask how can an individual, an innocent person knows that, okay, this very portion has been designed for, let's say, any form of public utilities.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it's very simple, sir. All you need is, before you buy anything, it is advisable for everybody to consult a surveyor before you buy. Because when you consult a surveyor, he or she will be able to tell you, oh, there is a road alignment coming towards this direction. I could remember a case vividly some years back. A client of mine, he wanted to purchase a land somewhere in a village called Ibejuagbe in Ibejuleki. So he has already, I wasn't available, so he had to he contacted somebody. I don't know the person actually. So later, he now told me he has someone to check the land for him, like that, something of that nature. And the person said the land falls within the village decision, Ibejuagbe village decision. I said, okay, no problem. Let me check for that, because I believe for him to have called and informed me that then he actually wants to double check. So I have to run a check on it. So I discovered that that very land falls within the alignment of the coastal road. The coastal road that is ongoing now, in which the construction is ongoing now. I'm talking about an issue of like 5-7 years ago. So I discovered it falls within the alignment of the coastal road. So I have to tell him, sir, this is not what you can invest on. So and he quickly back off. So if anybody wants to buy, the best thing and the right people to contact, the first person is the surveyor. I'm not saying surveyors are the only professionals needed in doing due diligence, but surveyors are the key.
Okay.
So I hope I've answered that question, sir.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Oh, right. Okay, so I think this will now bring the question: how do I do proper due diligence with the C of O to ensure that I don't have issues in any way? If you have C of O now, because you've told us that even if you have C of O, you can have issues. So how do I do proper due diligence with the C of O to ensure that I don't have issues in any way?
Yeah, thank you so much. In fact, I really love this question. Why? Is because I've seen cases. I normally go to lands in Alausa and every other government agencies and offices that deal with land issue. So most times I'm at lands, I notice something that most people, they normally walk in with their CFO trying to, they want to check before they buy this and that. Fine. I'm not saying it's not good, but that is not the way to go by it. So if you have a land, you want to buy a land and it starts C of O, the first thing for you to do is to get a professional involved, which is the surveyor.
Can't do it
Because
on your own.
you can't do it on your own. If you take your document to lands, the only thing they will tell you there is, oh, this document is new.
The only thing
They will not ascertain that the document is for the said land because they didn't go to the site. They don't know the position of the land. So I've seen a cases whereby somebody, they tender a document that is meant for, let's say, Bagada. The document is actually meant for Bagada and they drop it for a land at Oshodi.
Wow.
Yes. So even it got to a point whereby myself and some key member of the owner of the land, we were arguing. At some point, they discovered, they know that, oh, this person knows what he's saying. So they have to tell me, Oga, take it easy. They agree anyway. So what I'm saying in essence is, if you want to do, even with CFO, you need the professional to guide you and to do due diligence.
Your network. Hello. Hello. Hello, Mr. Solly.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yes, we can hear you now.
Sorry. So, like I said earlier, if you take your documents, the CFO to lands for verification, they will only verify the document, but not the land itself.
Can
Do
you
you
take
get
that
that?
again? No, the line is breaking.
Okay. I said, if you have a land that has CFO
Mm-hmm.
and you want to buy, the best way is for you to consult a surveyor. He or
Okay.
she will be able to tell you, number one, if the said CFO is for that very land. That is one.
Okay.
Then secondly, he or she will be able to tell you, oh, this CFO is genuine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. So, I would like to know, should I only buy a land with C of O? Can I buy a land without C of O? What do you think? What do you suggest?
You can actually buy a land without CFO, with or without CFO.
Okay.
Just ensure that your due diligence, you do it and all boxes are ticked. Like you ensure that the person selling has the right to sell. Are you with me?
Yes, yes.
And there is no any form of issues like issues on the land, like let's say disputes.
Hmm. Like all these family issues.
Exactly.
I've had situations like I know someone. He bought a landed property way back. Then I don't know. The family now came back and said they want to resell it. Some people are saying they don't want to sell it again. Okay, if you want to buy again, you have to pay more money and all of that. It became a
Yes,
thing. He just left the land for them.
yes. Me, I have several cases
Exactly.
like that.
Imagine.
Yes. So no, we don't have much time anyway. Some years ago, I was at Ikorodu. We have certain such issue as well.
Mm.
So they have to like tell the people that have already bought and built that they will have to rebuy,
Imagine.
pay what is it called? Pay for ratification, not to government but to the family.
Mm.
So
Okay, so can I buy a cheap land with C of O? So I mean, this is where this C of O cost comes in. Can I buy a cheap land with C of O?
you can only if your due diligence has been done and you
Hmm.
can ascertain that, oh, there is no issue with this land and with the CFO. Because in some cases, we've seen a case whereby somebody with the said land, the document he or she wants to sell, there may be mortgage or something on the land.
Hmm.
So such person will like, oh, let me dispose this land. If you do not do your due diligence, you won't be able to know that there is mortgage on the land. So when you buy, you think you've bought a land with CFO, you will be the one to pay for the loan on that said land.
Hmm. Imagine.
So,
Yeah.
so these are one of the reasons some people sell their land. One of the reasons, I'm not saying everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the reasons why some people sell the land with CFO at a cheaper rate. They
Hmm.
might have obtained loan with the land.
Yes. Okay, so is it advisable? This I said, can I buy a cheap land with C of O? So let's say C of O is like 1 million, for instance, and my land is less than 1 million. Does that even make sense?
Like I said earlier, before you buy, okay, they said, okay, he wants to sell this land for so price.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases, somebody that wants to sell a land, he or she, it might be distress sales. Maybe the person is in urgent need of money. So I will not be saying it categorically that it's not right to buy a cheap land with CFO.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Yes,
But I
yes.
would just advise that before you buy any land, be it with CFO or without CFO, ensure that your due diligence is done and all boxes are ticked.
Hmm.
So if that is done, you can go ahead and buy.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, sorry. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Tolu, so for a
Yes,
landed
sir.
property that doesn't have C of O, maybe I'm just buying with receipts. How can I do my due diligence without C of O? You know, if a land has just receipts, I don't think I can take it to Alausa. So how can
Yes, you can.
I do my due diligence without having a C of O? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think I've answered this question before now. I said before you buy any land, with or without CFO, you need a surveyor to do the due diligence for you. Not only a surveyor, you might also need other professionals, but surveyors are the key
Mm.
to whatever due diligence you want to do when it comes to land issues or land investigation. So now, if you want to buy a land that doesn't have CFO, the best thing is consult a surveyor. He or she will pick the coordinate of that location and tells you, oh, it will give you the result. Maybe the land is free from all forms of acquisition, or it falls within a certain acquisition. If it falls within a certain acquisition, definitely it will advise you to back off. But if the land is free from acquisition, then that is the stage one of the due diligence.
Mm.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So then he will now need to go further if you still engage him to do the background check of the said land. So and ensure that, oh, if you now discover that, okay, this said land, the land in question is owned by this very person that wants to sell. So the person has the right to sell, and there is no any form of issues or azus or future azu that will come up on the land. Ensure that there won't be anything of such, then he can advise that, okay, you can go ahead and buy. In summary, what I'm saying is if you want to buy a land that doesn't have C of O, and even the one that has C of O, you need a surveyor to do a due diligence for you, and after which you can go ahead and buy. Does that answer the question,
Yes,
sir?
thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. So, how can I know if my land does not or will not have omonile wahala? I mean, one should ask, if I buy from a family now, how will I know that, I won't have issues with this omonile? Because, hold on, please. I have this aunt who bought landed property, probably, I don't know, maybe it was cheap or something. She bought the landed property, and whenever she goes there to build, whenever she goes there, if she has small money, she goes there to do something, do small thing on that land. Omonile will come. They will collect half of that money. She will do it. It was happening like that for some time. She had to back off. So she has not been to that land for a while now because she's scared that they will come and collect her money. So how do I know? How can I know if my land does not or will not have omonile wahala?
Thank you, ma'am. The only way to know is the essence of due diligence is to ensure that you don't have issues now and in the future.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes. Yes.
So before you buy, like I said, I'm still going back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Before you buy, ensure you do your due diligence. And
Okay.
in the course of doing due diligence, some people think it's end at the point of doing trying to know the status of the land, maybe it's free from government acquisition or not. No, it doesn't end there. Background check of that very land is very important. At the course of doing that, you'll be able to know if there is crisis, issues within the family.
Mm-hmm.
So in most cases, where you have such issue whereby somebody they are saying some group of Omonile are coming today, another coming tomorrow, go and check. There are issues within them. Maybe there is the presence of some what is it called, land grabbers
Mm-hmm.
within the area. But if you are able to do your check before you buy, you will be safe from all of that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, what should I do after buying a land without C of O? What should I do
After buying a land without CFO,
without C of O? Yeah.
yeah, the best thing is to try to perfect your documents.
Hmm. How so?
What do you
How
say?
so? How do I perfect my documents?
Can I ask a question before I answer that?
Okay.
If you buy a car,
Okay.
would you, and let's say the paper has expired, or let's say the car doesn't have paper.
I can't hear you again. No.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I said if you buy a car now,
Mm-hmm.
let's say Tokumbo, will you start using it without trying to do your papers?
No. I'll go to the first.
The same thing applies to land too. Just that this part of the world, people believe the first thing is to try and go with construction and all of that. But when you have issues, construction will not help. That's just the truth.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
So, how is the safest way to buy a cheap land without your vote? What is the safest way? How is it safe
The safest way to buy a land,
buy a cheap land without silver?
okay, cheap land without CFO.
Yes.
The safest way to buy a land without CFO, a cheap land, you said,
Yeah.
Abby? Let me say the safest way to buy a land without CFO.
Mm-hmm.
Because what really matters is the safety of the land, be it is expensive or not.
Yes. And it is even relative. Cheap is relative,
Yeah, yes. So it's why I said let me just stick to the safest way to buy a land.
Yes.
The safest way to buy a land is through a reliable, trusted, and trusted real estate company.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that wonderful session. Mr. James, do you have any questions for him, sir?
Okay, not really. So I just want to thank you, Mr. Soli, for that. I just want to add one or two things. So just like a recap of what Mr. Soli has said, a lot of people just feel buying land is just seeing a good land and paying for the land. People don't go for that to do due diligence on the land. Yes, aside going to land registry, because we've seen situations where even a land that has C of O still has issues.
Yes.
Situations where someone who doesn't have a C of O and somebody who has ordinary land receipts,
Yes.
after going to court, the one that has ordinary land receipts was able to, win the case in court. So it is not just about having a C of O or a receipt. The most important thing is doing that background check, trying to know what is happening within the area. Is there rancor? Is there court case within that environment? There are situations where in some places, I have somewhere around Bagada that right now they have court case issues. We have people that have C of O already, yet they are still having court case issues. So doing your due diligence, yes, going to the government parastatals to confirm if a land genuinely belongs to a person or not is just like 50% of your due diligence. The other part is, doing a background check and be sure that this place will not give me issues either now or later on. Yeah.
Thank
Then also, I also want to add this. Some people used to feel if a land doesn't have a C of O, it is not genuine. It is possible for you to, do a C of O, and that C of O that you are doing, if you bought the land from the wrong family, then that C of O is not really valid. Yes, you can have C of O with the land, but if you buy the land from the wrong family, now, what do we mean by the wrong family? There are people we call first settlers. The first set of people that, get into an environment, they are usually called the Omonile. They are the first settlers. So you need to be sure that you are buying a landed property from the first settlers. From the first settlers. With that, you will not have issues either now or in the future. That's when it comes to the true ownership of the land. After you verify that you are buying a land with the first settlers, then you need to also be sure that the land does not have government encumbrance on it. You need to be sure that the land has not been allocated to a particular project by the government. Yes, I think I will have to stop there for now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we've heard that C of O is not paramount. That is not the, it is important, right? But it is not the most important. There are other things to do before trying to get C of O. It is the least of your problem when purchasing landed property. Do we have anyone who has a question? You can drop your question so I can read it out for Mr. Soliu and Mr. James. Do you have any question? Okay, so while we wait for questions, I would like to tell us the benefit of buying from a credible real estate company like Eastward Gates. One, we don't oversell. So many people have, okay, not many people, we've had issues where people buy landed properties from very prominent real estate companies, and they usually have issues. They either don't get their land and they don't get a refund. Sometimes it can be because those companies are overselling. You should know how much land you have and how much you want to sell, right? So we don't oversell. Secondly, this is exciting. All our customers can now have access to medical consultation through their phones. This will reduce hospital waiting time. So we have someone here. The person is going to join us after this benefits. After mentioning all of this, she's going to explain to us how this medical consultation through your phone, how it works. So this is only for our customers. So if you have landed properties with us, you are going to enjoy this. 3, what you see is what you get, 100%. There's no hanky-panky, right? What you see is what you get. Now, presently, you will enjoy 0% interest on all your properties if you buy now, because we are having our mid-year promo. So this means that you spread your payment across 3, 6 to 12 months without interest. We're not adding any money after 6 months or after 12 months, right? So if you want to pay, you're going to pay a particular amount of money in 3 months, in 6 months, or in 12 months. Yes. Okay, so I would like to add Miss Bibobra. Hold on while I invite her to this session. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Bibobra. Good evening. Miss Bibobra is Bibobra Obiga. She's a growth partner at Hila. Yes. So tell us about Hila and the benefit. What do we stand to gain from this consultation, from this medical consultation through your phone? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Bibo Braubia. I'm a great partner with Healer. And here at Healer, I like to describe Healer with one sentence. What we do at Healer is remote care technology. So we know that, going to the hospital can be hectic. I mean, you go to the hospital, let's say your hospital is in VI and you live in Egbeda, you have to drive all the way from Egbeda down to VI. And in this time where fuel is scarce, fuel is more expensive, you go to the hospital, you have to wait for like 3 hours to actually see a doctor. I mean, that's almost the old day. The old day is gone. You have to wait at the pharmacy to get your medications. You have to wait at the lab to take your samples done. If you have tests to be done, that's literally the old day. And everybody's busy. Everybody has one thing or the other they're doing. People have businesses. People have to go to the office. Everybody's doing something. Yes, health is important, but at the same time, it should not take so long for it to just to see a doctor. I mean, when you actually wait the 3 hours at the hospital to get to see a doctor, you'd be surprised that your consultation time is just about 30 minutes, 20
Yes.
minutes, and you waited like 3 hours in the waiting room in the hospital just see a doctor and have a 30 minutes conversation. It can be tiring sometimes. Before you get to the doctor, you're already exhausted and you're tired. Maybe you're not having fever before, or you're not having body pains. By the time you want to see the doctor, maybe your body is aching you already. So that's what at Healer we're doing. We're trying to reduce the waiting time at the hospital. We're trying to make healthcare more accessible. You can talk to the doctor from the comfort of your home or your office, just on your phone. And we like to pride ourselves at Healer to say that you get to talk to doctor in less than 3 minutes. When you sign up and you put in your symptoms, you choose the contact medium you want to speak to a doctor, be it chat, be it voice, be it video, and you can switch even during the consultation. Let's say you're chatting to a doctor and you want to show the doctor maybe a rash on your arm or something. Oh, doctor, I have a rash on my arm. I'd like to show you. You could change from chat to video. I could change from video to voice. Maybe because network or something, you want to switch contact mediums. You could change that during the consultation. And within 3 minutes, you are connected to a doctor and you're speaking to a doctor. So you don't have to wait 3 hours or 1 hour or 4 hours at the hospital or drive down to the hospital, to get to talk to a doctor. And after your consultation, you're asked if you want your medications delivered to you, or you go and pick up at nearest pharmacy. Before your consultation, you're given a form to fill, and you're asked, oh, what is your address? And you're told to pick. Do you want pharmacy pickup, or do you want the drugs to be delivered to your home or your office? So whichever one you pick, if you want it to be delivered to you, in 24 hours, your drug is delivered to you. Or if you want to pick up at your nearest pharmacy location, if you stay in Egbeda, you're told to pick up at a pharmacy within Egbeda. If you put your location at Lekki, you're told to pick up at a pharmacy within your location. So you won't tell you to go to Egbeda to pick up your medications when you put your address at Lekki. Won't tell you to do that. And also, if you have tests, the doctor says, okay, you have a cough, I feel like you should run some tests. If you have tests to run as well, we tell you to go to we direct you to the nearest diagnostic center. Or if you say, oh, I'm too busy to go to a diagnostic center, you can have them come take your samples in your home or your office, wherever you prefer. And the result is sent to you online. You don't have to drive down to, get your results. And you can continue your follow-up consultations with your doctor, all in the comfort of your home. You don't have to drive down long distance. You don't have to wait in the hospital for hours before you speak to a doctor. And you can always follow up with your consultations, even with the same doctor. Yeah, so that's what Healer is all about.
Thank you for that. You can see this is for free for anyone who has landed property or wants to buy landed property with Eastward Gate. It's going to be free, right? And yes, so thank you for that,
Right.
Ms. Bilbra.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay, so I would like to also mention, our landed properties. If you have any questions for Hila, for Ms. Bibobra, please drop it in the comment. We'll read it and, let you know. If you have any questions, please, just drop your question in the comment. Okay. So, our landed properties are situated in Mowe Ofada. We have one at Mowe. We have three at Mowe Ofada. The Palm Garden City, Tamis Court Grange, yes, and Tamis Court Royal, yes, and we have one at Ekpe. We have at Ekpe, that's Tamis Court Prime. Presently, we are having our media promo, like I said, and you pay zero, you get 0% interest on all your payments. You can spread. So now, see, it is very easy to buy landed property now, unlike before, where you have to have all of the money before purchasing land. Now, you can pay in 12 months. You can spread payment. You can. It is very easy and accessible. You can spread payment across 3, 6 to 12 months. Presently, you can also get gifts and incentives. This is for the media promo. So for the media promo, you can also get the list of our landed property presently is 600K, 600,000 naira. And you can spread that across 3, 6 to 12 months. Presently, for the media promo, you get only land for 600,000 naira. That is the list. So if you want to purchase landed property, within Lagos or Ogun State, this is the right time before the media promo ends. So thank you for this wonderful session, everyone. If we don't have any questions, then we call it night. Good night.